All right, former Providence Mayor Joe Paolino, former ambassador to Malta, right, politically active for many years. He's got a couple of landmarks on his plate, including the Providence Place Mall that Joe just took control of along with his partners. He's in studio. Congratulations on that. That's a big deal.
Thanks, Gene.
Is that the biggest you've done, you think?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Financing and just size of the project, this is the big one?
But I'm going to tell you, everything fell in line.
Yep.
Everything just fell in line nicely. We were able to get the equity, we were able to get the debt financing, we were able to get the price that we thought
Yep.
that the true value was of that property. And the partnership came together well. And yes, it's the biggest deal, but believe it or not, it was easier than some of the smaller ones I've done because things just fell in place.
Okay, so you mean it was less complicated than some of the other smaller buildings.
Yes,
Is that what you're saying?
very much so.
Okay. Now, I know you got big plans for it, and if you look at malls, particularly urban malls, some of them do well, some of them don't. Some of them are putting apartments in, doctor's office, running tracks, nightclubs. What do you envision for that going forward? A traditional shopping mall like we have now, or is it going to be more than that?
No, pretty much so, like it is
Yep.
now, except for better. I want to upgrade some of the stores that are there.
Okay.
We want to get it filled. I want to have a better partnership with the Providence Convention Center because it's right next door. And
Yep.
those conventions come in are very important to the shopping experience that they're going to have. I want to straighten out the parking situation. I'm even thinking about if there's a way to put valet parking there, maybe along Francis Street in front of some of the stores so that it'll be easy
Yep.
for people to go in and out. I want to be able to make the traffic pattern in the garage easier. So if you're on the top floor at Christmas time, you're not going to be stuck in the garage for an hour to get the hell out of there.
Okay.
Right? So those are some of the basic things. The security is also very important to make sure people feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I want to talk also to a lot of malls are working with their health providers like Brown Health and maybe see if there's any space that they would like there so people can
Okay.
also get some health care at the mall.
You mentioned initial reporting that security is going to be very important to you. You
Yes.
wanted maybe retired Providence cops.
Yes.
You want firefighters, people like that in, and maybe I think you even said maybe a substation.
That's
would
right.
be nice for regular duty cops. When it was, by the way, you were used to run economic development
Yes.
under Bruce Sundlin. When this whole deal was put together, were you on that plane ride with Buddy Cianci and
Yes.
Bruce? You went out to grab Nordstrom?
Yeah, we were there.
All right.
We
So
were there. It was the three of us. It was a good trip. We succeeded.
You went out, Seattle. You went
Yes.
out. I remember this. And Cianci and Sundlin, you convinced Nordstrom, come and build a Nordstrom in Rhode Island. It was billed as a high-end mall then.
Yes.
I went to the opening, Black Tie Gala, remember?
It was great.
I still have the Christmas ornament. Nordstrom, wow. Tiffany, eventually. Brooks Brothers still there. Is that still your vision to bring it back to a high-end mall, or no, it never really was? I've got a different vision. This is going to be the mix.
The high-end mall back 27 years ago worked, but this is a different era today.
Yeah.
This is after the pandemic. Pandemic has changed shopping, it's changed real estate, it's changed people's lives throughout the world. So now, what's the next step? I said, and I threw a Hail Mary out there, I'd love to see if Costco could ever go there.
Okay.
Now, Costco does not do malls. They don't do multi-level facilities.
Okay.
But they have a couple. They have one in New York in the FDR Drive and 114th Street.
Okay.
So I want to wait and see if we can talk to them. If we have the space available, would they go there? But we have some other things we have to work out first. I want to see where the parking is, because what they want is 800 car parking with 180,000 square feet on one floor.
Yeah.
Well, they can't get 180,000 feet on one floor at Providence Place. They'd have to be multi-level. Maybe where Bosco's is, maybe one of the other facilities there. Maybe
hold
we
up,
have
you
to
just-
build something for them.
You just mentioned Boscov's is at the northern end. By
Yes.
the way, thank God Mr. Boscov's came in.
That's
All
right.
Nordstrom left. The guy came in, and he's been there for several years. I
Yes.
mean, I didn't know that he was going to last that long. Are you, now you just said, are you envisioning making that space parking?
No.
No, go ahead.
No,
Make that
not
clear,
at all.
'cause you brought up
That's going to
Boscov's.
be a retail area. But if you remember where Lord and Taylor was,
Yes.
that is now parking. And should something be built over there, that you could be able to get
Okay.
a Costco. So those are some of the things that we're now investigating. We're at the very beginning stage. We just took ownership last week.
Yep.
And now I think this is kind of the next few days are going to be kind of slow because of the holiday coming up. Right after Labor Day, you'll see us go full blast.
Well, listen, we have a couple of ins on the Costco board. Helena
Yes,
Folks is
yes,
on the
we do.
board, and Gina Raimondo is
Yes.
the newest member of the board. Have you been speaking to them?
I've had some conversations with Helena Folks,
Okay.
and let her get through her campaign first,
Yeah.
and then we'll have a better conversation.
I brought it up in the debate.
Yes,
I said,
I
why
heard
can't we get a Costco? I mean, you're
Well,
on the
she's a
board.
bo-
Why can't?
I think she is going to speak differently if she's a governor than as a board member.
Okay, but now the idea is that, well, they don't want to come in because they can't sell liquor.
Well,
That's
maybe
a big part of their business.
it is, but maybe they make an exception, or maybe we get the law changed. I don't know. I don't have the answer on either. Nothing's right, nothing's wrong.
Okay. I haven't gone to the mall in a long time. I don't know why, but if I go, it's for the Apple store. Okay, I mean, I buy my clothes somewhere else, whatever it is, and I don't think, do you buy your suits there?
I go to Brooks Brothers.
You do go to Brooks Brothers?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Great store.
Yes, it
And
is.
thank God they're there too. Right? They hung on. Apple. I go, if I have to, I'll go to the Apple store. You have to protect and keep Apple there.
Oh,
There's a
we want-
lot of chat about them going to Garden City.
But they haven't signed anything. There's no letter of intent. There's no lease that's signed. I think they want to see the uncertainty that Providence Place Mall had in the past, what will happen in the future. Now, there's a definitive team that's in place. Now they have somebody to talk to. They don't have to talk to an accountant or a lawyer. They can talk to Steve Conjal and Steve Conjal's team from Pyramid. So there's ongoing discussions going on. Question is, do they move? They have the entire college community is in Providence. Is the college community in Providence going to want to drive to Garden City? Number one. Number two, they're doing a lot of business in Providence Place. Do they want to gamble that away? Three, do they want to have two stores? Keep Providence and open up in Cranston? I don't know the answers to any of that, but I know this. Apple is important, and we want them to stay.
Okay. Have you had any discussions with them?
I have not.
Any of your people?
I
Any of
think
the partners?
The Pyramid people have had conversations before we bought it, and they said, let's see if you have it, and we'll have discussions after.
All right, there are two parties, your partners. Give me the quick 20-second sketch on Pyramid, and give me the third person involved.
Well, the third person, I'll go with him first, Aaron Bryson. He's with an equity group called DW Partners. He was born in Cumberland, has a home in Little Compton, lives in New York. They're an equity group, and he and I have been talking about Providence Place for a few years now. And he's just a great guy. He's bought property in Providence with me in a partnership, other properties in Providence. Steve Conjal's father, when I was mayor of Providence, I met with his father because the first developer was Mel Simon. They pulled out. Pyramid always wanted Providence Place. Bob Conjal was with us at that meeting when we went to meet with Nordstrom's. He was on the plane with us, and he's passed away. His son Steve was in a meeting as an 18-year-old kid going to I think Babson in Boston. He sat in the meeting when we went to Syracuse. You'll love this story. We're in a big boardroom, Sunderland, CNC, Paolino, we all walk inside. Sunderland looks at Conjal, he says, what happens if you die? You want all this money from us. What happens if you die? He says, Governor, we practice dying 4 times a year. He said, I bring everybody in the conference room and we do our planning.
Well, Sunderland boy, he brought back memories. He was something, a swashbuckler.
Yes, he was.
When he did. All right, let me just leave that for a second. I know you were listening a little bit to my radio show this morning. Kenny Castellucci.
Yes, I love him.
He has done hundreds of buildings.
Yes,
He's the Stone guy. He did Guggenheim.
He did the Trump
Hospital Trust.
He did the Trump Tower.
On and on, marble, granite, that's his area. He's been up there looking at the Superman building. He sees spalling. He says it can't be fixed. So it can't be fixed. If you're a Saudi sheik who's got a hobby, you want to spend billions, then go ahead. But he said it can't be fixed. Your assessment on what he's telling us.
Then why would the owners think they can do it? They have big contractors over there that have been looking at it. Look, they're talking $300 million to spend there. You can do a lot. Now let's just look at a few things. That is a landmark in Rhode Island, not just Providence. Rhode Island is part of our skyline. If the State House was caught on fire and half damaged, would we want to rebuild it? I think the answer is yes.
But Joe, listen, I understand what you're saying. The State House is the State House. It's like saying the White House or the U.S. Capitol. It's different than the Superman building. The Superman building it's old, it's deteriorated. You got
Not any
problems
more
with
than the Masonic
facade?
Temple was.
That's a much smaller project.
No, it was a big project.
It was a big deal, but the Masonic Temple, look at the scale of it versus that. I know what you're
Do
saying here,
you
but
or
is
I
that
know
worth saying?
more than the contractors that will be doing the work? I don't think
Does
so.
anybody know more than Kenny Castellucci about facade, about granite, about limestone? That's his area,
Well,
and he said...
I'm not going to say that he's the only person in the world that knows how to do that stuff. And I'm sure there's other people too. And if they were smart, they would call him in as an advisor to help them through that process.
Yep.
But I know that Commerce, and I want to explain this, what Commerce did the other day. Number one, I have no involvement with Superman Building financially at all. I want to see it become successful.
It's a neighbor. You're a neighbor.
But they're a neighbor. Yeah. At one time, I called a contractor to see if you could demolish it and how it could be done, and to use dynamite so it would come down quickly.
Yep.
There's no place for it to fall.
Okay.
It's going to fall on the buildings next to it. You're going to have a problem. That means you have to do it by hand. If you do it by hand, it's going to take you hundreds of years to do it. It's never going to happen fast. So the next thing is, do you try to repair it? Let's see if they get the money from the Trump administration for financing. The way that works is if you're near a train station, and if you're within a half a mile of the train station, you convert an office building to apartments, you can borrow the money at the 30-year Treasury, which is roughly 5%, which is a lot different than 8% or 9% today.
And that explains the DOT connection. You said, what does the roads and highway have to do with that building? All right,
that's
Joe,
what it has to do.
I want to be fair. Do me a favor, Caitlin and Nick, pull up Bill Fisher for me. This is the other side of the story. Fisher speaks for High Rock Development, the owner of that particular building. Caitlin, can you run Bill Fisher again for me, and we'll close the segment out with that. All right, go ahead and roll it. This is the other side of the story, responding to the notion that that building cannot be saved.
This building has been protected and invested in so we can ensure that it can be repurposed and developed. The building is inspected every year. The exterior is inspected every year. We heat the building every year at extraordinary cost to make sure that the bones, the elements are protected for this moment that's coming. We're very excited about that.
Let's be fair to them. They said we have our own construction people. We do inspections. The building is safe. And listen, I'm glad I guess they're glad they got the extra $10 million last night from Commerce. Joe Paolino, good luck with the mall.
Good, thank you.
And thanks for coming in.
Good to be with you, Gene.
All right, good. See you at Brooks Brothers.
Okay.